podcast is powered by Audio House Dublin.
What do you call an Irishman who bounces off the walls? Ricochet.
That's a great intro.
Yeah, that's just got a good put that as the intro, yeah.
Ooh.
Here with stand-up comedian Nathan.
Yeah, I have some very long stories.
Excellent.
That I'm not going to tell.
Yeah.
Because they're jokes.
fair. But yeah, I mean, like, let's just jump into it, you know. Here, obviously, with Nathan Barlow. Esteemed videographer, director. What label would you put on yourself?
Director. Director's the main one, yeah.
Yeah.
Director.
Nice.
That's
First
sick,
and
man.
foremost.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries at all,
Good to be
man.
here.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to get you on. I mean, I've seen you out and about, even at the Jafaris listening party. I was gonna nab over and fanboy out because obviously we saw those visuals previewed there for the track that just drops for Invisible, and like
Oh yeah, cheers.
that shot where like the lightning bolt. I think everyone's talking about it with the fireman.
Yeah.
Just like
I actually burned my arm doing that.
No way.
Look, there's a bit of a scar there. It's
Damn.
kind of gone now.
Right next to the iron burn.
Right next to the iron burn, yeah.
you're like a Game of Thrones character coming in today. Like
I hurt myself in almost every shoot, I'd say.
yeah, that seems to be a recurring theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I suppose when did you kind of start having this like love for film, love for video, or do you even love it?
Hate film.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
gonna stand it. Hence the idea with the parkour probably.
Okay,
I mean,
sick.
when I was a kid, there's like videos of me running around with a camera. I'm way shorter than everyone else. Just filming
Pop-up
random
shots.
stuff. Yeah, and it'd be like an hour-long clip or like going around Kinsale. I grew up in Kinsale down in
Yeah,
Cork. I'm from Zimbabwe, but went over when I was about 5. And yeah, just go around anything to stabilize it, like
Yeah.
rollerblades or a skateboard or
Yeah.
you know, I had these long selfie sticks. I'd basically use a tripod
That's sick,
and have the
yeah.
camera 2 meters in front of me. Before,
Like that
before
fisheye
selfie
kind of buzz
sticks.
and stuff, like-
yeah,
yeah.
just fucking around with them basically. Can I swear?
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah,
Fuck yeah. But yeah, I was just always messing around with cameras, and
yeah.
at my friend Chris's house, we'd just be pressing pause and play and filming these stupid horror films and stuff.
Yeah.
Met this fella Magnus who was in town from the Ocean Volvic race. It's like
Okay.
some yacht race.
Yeah.
He was in town with his family because his dad was there, and I just saw him doing flips, like backflips and stuff off of fountains and stuff around town.
This is like skating or
No, he was just doing parkour,
Okay,
doing
yeah,
backflips and stuff. And I think he came up and spoke to us, and we became really good friends.
Yeah.
And he made these little parkour videos, you know, just for fun. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always loved his music choices. Music has always been like first and foremost. It's actually music.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
love it more than anything.
Yeah.
But I've just always kind of been taken by film, and
Yeah.
you know, that'll be my form of procrastination. Will be picking up a camera and
Yeah.
messing around. Or
Yeah.
nowadays it's, you know, what's Instagram stories. I'll you know, if there's a boomerang, I'll
Yeah,
be messing
if there's
around.
anything like
But yeah, through parkour, and
That's
then
sick.
that's where music came in.
Yeah.
Putting music over visuals, you had to, you know, put music in.
like the montages and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, and people just started seeing those videos and started hiring me. Basically, my
That's
first
so
job,
sick.
I got paid. I think I was 15. I got paid with a camera, a Canon 600D. Yeah, and I had some like MP3 camera,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
there was an
yeah.
MP3 player, but a camera as well. Had a GoPro, but this was my first proper camera, and I
Yeah.
used that for years. And I just, instead of doing my homework, I'd just be in the back garden messing around. Do you know what I mean? And then because of gaming and my interest in like building PCs because of my sister's boyfriend at the time.
Yeah, you came in and noticed this one.
Yeah, I love computers. I mean, I've kind of shied away now. Never said I'd get a Mac. I'm using a Mac. Right now.
Yeah, the dreaded.
Yeah, it's, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Better to travel with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of sparked the knowledge, I guess. I just love technology.
Yeah.
Love the idea that I could torrent and
Yes.
get things for free,
Yeah.
you know, and
And as you think you mentioned earlier, the benchmarks, you start getting obsessed with like how
It's-
far you can
absolutely,
push something, you know.
yeah. Push the computer, and I was using Windows Movie Maker, and it was just so bad. Eventually,
At least it was an iMovie.
yeah, I had a better, I had a better computer at the time, so I was like, I'll find something that's will like
Free.
push the computer,
Yeah.
and it just went from there, and I just kind of
Sony
kept making
Vegas
videos,
and
did a
all
bunch
that,
of
so-
weddings, did stuff for fun.
Yeah.
You know, made it was involved in a few films and stuff, but yeah, it got up to the point where I heard Cheesecake
Yeah.
by Jafaris
earlier.
or by Profound at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just kind of...
Who's Jafaris?
Jafaris is a musician.
Yeah.
If you don't know him, then you probably shouldn't be listening. But yeah, if you haven't seen Jafaris, go and look at him. He's
I can't
he's a chap.
imagine anyone.
He's a good chap. Yeah. But yeah, so went from Profound, approached him, really liked the song.
Yeah.
We kept in contact. A mutual friend of ours, Hope, who I knew from down in Cork. I did a music video for him. I realized they kind of knew each other. We were mutual friends on Facebook and stuff, so contact was just easy. Became friends. We met up. We made a music video the day we met up on the Galaxy S6, the crappy phone that I'm using right now.
Full circle.
Yeah, full circle. And edited it on the phone, had it up.
No way.
Whatever. And then we decided to make a video. So we made Lucid with my friend Jakub Walutek, great filmmaker. He's down in Cork, but he got like the drone footage and through the mountains and everything. We used a lot of his gear, and that was kind of just a benchmark passion project. Yeah, I went to Percy. He had this song, Jafaris, and that's when he just went with the name Jafaris. He had just changed it. Yeah. So yeah, we kind of launched that, and that kind of gave us a bit of attention anyway. Got more clients that way. Kind of got immersed into that whole scene. Worked with Hudson Taylor and people like that as well. Yeah. Did some tours. Cyan Hill, my cousin. Yeah.
So not only
about to work with him again, which is great because we did some music videos, but it's kind of just went off from there.
It's not only like music videos, but like tour videos and stuff as well.
Yeah, kind of a bit of everything. I need to get better at showing people what I'm doing because I'm always busy. I'm always doing something, but
definitely.
Yeah, just need to put it out there.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I mean, there's a lot to like unpack even just there. Like, I mean,
I always find it different to cover. I did an interview recently, and it was just like,
what you want, like,
how could I?
yeah. I mean, that's the way it always seems. Is like, as you said, like even for me, like I got into podcasts and I got into hip hop and all through like sneaker collecting, and it's interesting. You were saying like parkour to video to Irish hip hop. Totally makes sense to you, and to me, it's like from sneakerhead or from like Call of Duty to sneakerhead to like video editor to it just like it becomes this thing. But one thing I think you said just before we started recording was like the passion project thing and how you think it's like important to, I suppose, attract the type of work you want to get.
For sure, absolutely.
I guess like would that be something you'd like encourage, I suppose, younger people to like do more, is like kind of put what you want to make out there?
For sure, yeah. I think it's important to get to a level of confidence where you kind of know what you want to put out there and you know what you want to get hired for, but then to demonstrate it. Do you know what I mean? Because if you keep doing commercial work, I mean, I've done loads of commercial jobs. They're great. Do you know what I mean? They pay the bills, all that stuff. But they are, I actually do like the business side of things as well. So that, I enjoy the corporate work and adverts, and it is good. But I'm just at the point now where I kind of want to start making passion projects, things that I can go all for. Just because it becomes difficult, becomes creatively draining. Sometimes halfway through a pitch, you're just like slammed. You're like, I have no ideas, because it takes a lot out of you every time. One project, if it isn't with a team, if it's with a team, it's so much better. And if a budget is there, again, it's just easy.
It's a lot easier.
You whatever you think of is a lot more likely. But obviously you have to get to that point. But making those passion projects and just being resourceful. That's like, if I was to leave here today to leave one key point of device,
use everything you
advice.
can, sort of.
It would just be resourcefulness. Do you know what I mean? You can hustle your way. We all do it. Jafaris's videos don't have like massive budgets or anything. A lot of people think they do.
They look like they do.
People think we're using red cameras and all that stuff. We're not. We're just using the A7S, all the way through.
Crazy.
But it'll get to that point. But we're, being resourceful. And,
that's phenomenal.
Try and get as much as you can for free. You'd be surprised. Film is still so small in Ireland. You can get a lot of things for free.
Definitely. I think was like the Kojak video for Date Night was similar to that.
I was thinking that in my head. I was going to mention,
the lighthouse and like just every little thing that they were just able to like contact and resource. Like,
and that's Ireland. Everyone wants to help you out, and people like seeing people being creative.
Pretty much.
There's an industry for it here. Dublin's more advanced than people think. Do you know what I mean? It's growing really quickly.
I think there's an advantage because we're actually so small and the film industry is so small.
For sure,
definitely.
Compared to like Hollywood, where
or the UK,
it's so like an independent filmmaker would be up against Hollywood rather than
100%. But in a way, that's kind of liberating as well. It being independent, you have so much more leeway to do what you want, you know, and it can get to that point. But I think you should be kind of in that gray area for a while, you know, where you really find your path, your vision.
Definitely.
100%.
Yeah. So where did you kind of like cut your teeth? Like, so you're talking about, when was this like parkour sort of montage making happening? Was that when you were young?
Between like, I don't know, 12 and 15 or something.
And
I mean, I've always loved it, but you know, I just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
People might see me like climb a wall and be like, "What's wrong with your man?" Just being reminiscent, you know.
Yeah.
Had a few drinks.
And was that like, so you were probably teaching yourself like YouTube tutorials and stuff, or
Big time,
just kind of messing around with like Windows Movie Maker, obviously? Or
what are you guys like 95, 97, something like that?
98.
99. Yeah. I mean, I think for our whole, you know, anywhere from 94, you know, maybe even earlier, up to like 99 is the YouTube tutorial generation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, nowadays it's a lot harder to like crack stuff nowadays and get games and all that stuff for free. We just went through that because it's like nothing was accessible. There weren't things like Fortnite. Do you know what I mean? It was games.
Yeah.
Online gaming wasn't a massive thing.
Yeah.
I mean, until we were a bit older.
Definitely.
But
Yeah, same with everything. Just once you kind of like discovered Pirate Bay for that first time, and you just like went like, "Whoa, I don't have to pay for like any media ever again."
Yeah, it was
Class.
the best.
Yeah. Don't pirate your stuff.
Don't pirate your stuff. I pay for everything now.
yeah.
I have to pay taxes.
Yes. But did you go into any like professional teaching for video at some stage, or has it always been just?
I was gonna go to IADT, the film course, because they just built this new studio, and I went to the open day, and the film studio in there is immense. It's immense. It has a control room. It looks like something from Star Trek. It's ridiculous. I was like, oh my god,
please,
cameras and stuff. Turns out, you know, I don't think you can use them that much, but you can use them for certain projects. But yeah, really nice lecturers in there, and I met a few people in the waiting room. Still talk to them sometimes. This is like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I was going to go to IADT. I got 600 points in the portfolio. Out of 600, I was delighted.
Nice.
I'm like, you know, when it comes to presenting something in a binder or a script, I'll obsess.
Yeah.
I actually used PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint.
Just to like,
I was like,
lay it out.
how can you make a portfolio? I was like, I used that in secondary school.
Yeah.
Landscape. I was like, grand, I'll just put the pictures in.
Yeah.
Easy, you know, to make a text box. So yeah, use that. Got the points. And that year, the Leaving Cert points had jumped by, for that course in particular, had jumped by like 150 or something. It was like the biggest jump ever.
Yeah,
it was like
that's
the biggest jump ever. Yeah, and then they dropped significantly the next year. So I was like 10 points off. I was like, shit. I think I applied the next year again, and the guy, the head teacher there, was like, defer. I'd recommend deferring, registering, you know, becoming a sole trader or something, and just going for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because 4 years doing that where you are now might be more beneficial than 4 years doing the course.
Yeah.
Just because I'd already been working and stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
pretty cool,
I did that. I fucked around for a bit, worked in bars, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know yourself. But just recently, kind of for the past 7 months, I've just been doing this.
Damn, that's
full-time,
crazy. Because like I was saying, like some of those shots are just they look so like they could be in like a Hollywood movie or something. Like when that happens, like
It's
so
all
again,
about the location.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
And I suppose it's going back to what you were just saying with like resourcefulness and stuff.
Yeah.
So, has there been any like major kind of like, I don't know, stepping stones in the process of you, other than just like straight up practice and stuff? But any like good resources or anything like, or I don't know, kind of like tips that you might have for someone like getting into video, like if they're even on the artist side or on the videographer side of like how to kind of construct a better video. Yeah,
I think a big thing now, I was just sitting down with an artist recently, and a big thing, it was Josh McClory. Shout out Josh McClory. But we sat down for like 3 days. We stayed inside the apartment, and we were trying to figure out what we wanted to say with the videos. And we kind of just realized we wanted to make statements, you know, whether it be just even a funny statement or something political, but not in your face. It's purely symbolic. Do you know what I mean? And we would think of how can this visually represent that? And so it'd always be some wacky idea. Some of Jafaris' videos, some of the scenes are like that as well, you know, where it's interpretive. And I think if you start with that, if you start with it being interpretive first and foremost, it's not clear. It's not like
Yeah.
what's happening in this video.
Yeah.
It's, you know, what could be happening.
Yeah.
And that's when the audience is watching it.
Yeah.
It's much more interesting
Definitely,
for
yeah.
them to Childish Gambino or
I was about to
Donald
say
Glover.
the
Yeah.
sober video.
Yeah.
There's so many videos like that.
All
that
of them are
just-
interpretive.
yeah.
It's him and his director, Hero
I don't know,
something.
yeah, I
Like,
need
I'm
to-
so bad with names. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I apologize. But yeah, he's one of
Yeah.
the best directors.
And like
around.
the Telegraph Avenue one as well, where
Yeah.
that one's like a little bit more narrative, but like I like that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
too.
Some of ASAP Rocky's videos are you know, kind of the same. They're more visually stimulating.
Yeah, they're more
amazing.
like-
That
yeah.
shows what you can do with just technical stuff.
Yeah, editing
So
and stuff.
yeah, in that case, if you're more on the editing side or more
Definitely.
on the production side of film, if you're the musician and the artist, that's all stuff you can think about, like the styling and the, you know, their videos are just a vision,
Yeah,
just one
definitely,
straight
yeah.
vision.
Yeah.
You know, through and through, and yeah, that's a big influence
Yeah.
as well. You know.
I was gonna say even as well. Do you kind of touched on it there, but would you start with making the statement, or how do you go even through like a storyboarding process, especially like with an artist who probably even like Jafaris, like what way would that work if he comes up to you with an idea and then like you put your spin on it? What kind of way does that usually break down?
It's kind of different every time.
Yeah.
I have different relationships with different people.
Yeah.
I'm a really good friend, you know, with Jafaris, so a lot of ideas come from just hanging out.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? We've
yeah.
started trying to sit down and brainstorm, and you know, we'll always do that at some point.
Yeah.
But our ideas actually come at just the weirdest times.
Definitely.
You know, you could spend all day trying to think of an idea and it
Yeah.
doesn't come, and then
He
you
was
walk into the
saying-
shop and you're like, there
Yeah,
we go.
yeah,
You
yeah.
see something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He was saying like on the drive, I think I was talking to him about the Found My Feet video, and there was like yellow fields. He said we're just like on the drive back or
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
were
just
with
like,
Steph. Shout out Steph from
Yeah,
Fusion Lab.
yeah.
You know Steph. She's the best. But yeah, all together, it's all three of us. Kind of, we'll just see things, hear things, and you know, just
Yeah.
kind of stitch it together. But recently, I've started on the format of having this song, if it's a music video, even a film, from beginning to end, a literal timeline. Like if you just make one big sheet or something,
Yeah.
and then you put the time code down,
Yeah.
and you just stick on sticker notes, and
Yeah.
you're like, this is happening here, this is
Yeah,
happening
yeah,
here,
yeah.
this is happening here. And then you can swap them around.
Yeah.
And that's just the clearest way, I think, you
Yeah.
know, at least in the development stage.
That makes sense.
Only for certain projects, I'll do storyboards, like proper storyboards and director's treatments. It really depends. It really depends on the production size. But yeah, it is important. It's important. If you can do a treatment, do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because the more prepared you are, the better.
Yeah.
Basically.
So would you let like the song kind of like influence you a lot in terms of where you
Yeah.
want to take it?
Yeah, 100%. Just as of like why I say like 2 weeks ago, you know, earlier, I think off camera, I said.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you were saying you only feel like you're learning, even still. Like
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Always learning. I think, you know, you die when you stop learning.
definitely. Yeah,
But yeah, only kind of 2 weeks ago I started figuring out really what I wanted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
it's
I was in
crazy.
a very unmotivated state for a long time.
Yeah.
Do you know, just very like flat, melancholic.
Yeah.
Didn't, you know, ideas would trickle out of me as opposed to like
flow.
flow. And
even
it was a
like-
burden. Every
Yeah.
video I did felt like a burden, which wasn't
I was gonna
right
say
until very recently. So,
because you know those
yeah.
shoots are like long processes.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like,
Just
from
takes
start
so
to finish. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Even we were kind of like going back in the DMs about photo shoots and stuff, and just nothing ever goes to plan. Nothing.
yeah.
Yeah. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, and we were. I think I was talking about this recently with Jafaris again, and I think Killian. But we were saying, and Saul Bass, you know, Solo, the astronaut. Yeah, we were all sitting there, and we were saying, sometimes it feels like you can actually run out of ideas, because at the end of the day, I can think of, you know, long line of things that inspired me and what makes my style mine and me who I am, essentially. The things that I like, you know, there were small things, even like Misfits on TV, all those things, and music choices,
The little
and
influences.
editing. Yeah, there's all these micro influences make you who you are. But I feel like if you're pumping that into kind of other people's projects or commercial stuff or whatever you don't really want to do too much, then you know it's kind of hard. You've kind of used it. You've demonstrated it a lot. I feel like we only have a few really big ideas. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, Christopher Nolan, these guys, it takes them years to come up with one project, and they only have a few. Quentin Tarantino,
Definitely.
new films coming out soon.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time.
What's it? Leo and Brad Pitt? Is it?
Leo, Brad Pitt,
Yeah,
Margot Robbie.
Yeah. It's gonna be phenomenal.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. Did you like the Hateful Eight?
I haven't finished it yet.
You started?
I'm halfway through it. I've seen all of Quentin Tarantino's
favorite
films.
one,
That man's
yeah.
a genius.
Favorite one.
Favorite one.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I've actually
That's
been
like
going.
your favorite Kanye album.
Yeah, it's tough. That's a good comparison. Jeez, I don't know. I've been watching like Now Theory, these guys on YouTube.
Okay.
And they go through him.
Okay.
I think it's called The Poetry Between the Lines.
I
Quentin
love
Tarantino.
those sort of videos.
Yeah. I'd recommend watching that because he explains what his films are.
Yeah.
And he, people think they're such original ideas. He just takes the most iconic things from like each decade up until now and puts them in his
genre.
Film.
Yeah.
He takes all of his inspirations, literally takes them and
Yes.
puts them in his film. But that's why they resonate so well with
Yes.
people, because it's full of like iconic things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's particularly for now, for modern filmmakers getting into it. We're living in the stage where all of us are like, it's like a cocktail of 20, 30 generations, or
Yeah.
no, two
And its
generations.
influences and its
Influences,
everything. Yeah.
Dublin in particular, it's
Yeah.
like an incubator at the moment.
Definitely.
If you're an artist, Dublin's amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
And its trajectory is even more amazing.
Yeah.
So staying here and building something here and abroad, obviously you have to do both, will bring so much more
Yeah,
here. Do you know what I
definitely.
mean? And it's happening naturally.
Yeah.
There's too many people and artists in Dublin now not to notice. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So you have
And
to
like, I
notice.
mean, even just speaking to your work, I mean, the Invisible video premiered on Complex, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
And then
that was cool.
one of the
They're
other ones,
really good to us. They've
Yeah.
done that a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think did NME premiere the Time one? Was it
Time, Enemy, I think MTV.
or
as
MTV?
well.
I knew it. Yeah.
A bunch of them.
Yeah,
bunch of them.
exactly, yeah,
Thrasher,
exactly.
Which was cool because I've always loved skating.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
because there was
Yeah.
skating in it, I guess.
Yeah.
That time was a
Any
video.
loophole. Like, no, but yeah, that's like, it's phenomenal. Like the eyes, and you're working with them, which is like, which is sick. But I think a lot of those artists, like, they benefit from the strong visuals also. Like the attention, the bar that you and Jafaris set with your videos. Do you know what I mean? It's just like,
It's just because we put a bit of time into
Yeah.
it. That's it. Like, don't try and rush your videos.
Yeah.
Like, your videos essentially, if you're having a bit of fun, you can have a bit of fun. That's obviously, we want to do that as well. But if you're going to put yourself out there, it's representing you, your film and your video, and the styling and everything. You need to get it all on point.
the color palettes.
Yeah,
like the
and you don't
mood,
have to have money to do it. Like I
Yeah.
said, just be resourceful and just try and convey yourself. Softboy, those guys do it so well.
Yeah.
So well.
The resourcefulness
Even
they
way
have.
back when,
Yeah.
their first videos coming out.
Yeah,
just
with the like
always been-
ice cream truck, and it's crazy to see that full circle. With even the
Yeah.
date night video, it's kind of there again, but it's like a whole different
Yeah.
team behind it, obviously kind of using it and stuff. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're obviously speaking about your influences. Do you have any others, like outside of like film, even like any other like music videos that like ever inspired you to like, or is it just your own personal love of music that kind of drew you into
Yeah, it was,
to that side?
I mean, as
If you
far
turn
back.
that mic slightly just towards you.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's a bit.
Yeah, just like
To the right.
Going.
Read.
How's tricks? Like this?
yeah, like that.
There we go. Hello.
How's mine, Owen? Is that
Sounds
okay?
beautiful.
What's your crack?
Sound.
How's it going, lads? Cork.
Yeah.
How
What's
do
the
you find
crack?
it being up here rather than back home?
I miss it. Love Dublin. I love Dublin. I have ups and downs in Dublin.
Back and
Because
forth.
I don't see my mates and stuff as much.
I gotcha.
But no, my mum moved up here. My dad still lives in Cork, so
Okay.
it's hard to
At least you have
I
someone
don't
else
see him
up here
too
as well.
much, but yeah, I'd like to. Influences, is it?
Yeah.
Is that-
Yeah, I suppose
How
they're
did we
like
get to that?
yeah, just even like I guess it was more your own personal interest in
Yeah, yeah.
music that kind of drew you in there rather than you could have gone a very like maybe short movies or
Yeah, I was even
stuff
messing
like
around with FL Studio, and I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
all software. I just loved software and I loved computers, and
Makes sense.
that's what drew me to the editing side.
Yeah.
And cameras.
Kinda
it's
just-
it's just fun, I've
Yeah.
done vlogs,
Yeah.
I've done everything.
Yeah.
I've done everything. I just love music, so music videos are where it's at
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Music. I will make features and stuff. That's it's heading that direction eventually.
Yeah.
I've got a timeline, just keeping it quiet.
sick.
But yeah, music will always play a big influence. Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Music driven film, but like amazing cuts,
Yeah.
amazing editing. That must have taken them so long
Yeah,
to perfect
yeah.
the timing.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm trying to think of some other good examples. That's a really good one.
yeah. I just think music is something that should be taken so seriously when putting it in a film, because like
Yeah.
music conveys
Yeah.
50% of the emotion, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I feel like they kind of tie in together, so it's probably good
Yeah.
for you to have a knowledge of music as well and have made your own music as
For
well.
sure,
obviously.
yeah, and just spending time with so many different artists, and it would be the same with you guys. Like, you know, if you
Definitely.
find yourself in a studio, you're experiencing all these different skilled people. They're all talented. They're all really amazing.
But whether
Do
it's
you
like
know?
the sound engineer and like
It's
you know,
everyone.
It's
It's
everyone.
the whole
you know?
team.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly.
Always. Yeah, I'm fascinated by like the guys in the
Yeah.
Fusion Lab. You know, Martin and Chris, shout out.
I mean, yeah, I can only
They
imagine.
just like.
They're
yeah,
insane.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll see the early development of a song, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, how? Do you know what I mean? It's just crazy.
I'd love to see. I hope maybe this is gonna like probably become a project for you, but I'd love to see some sort of like behind the scenes of like a song, like see it go
yeah.
from.
Yeah.
early
I
stage.
want to. I was actually trying to do that this
Yeah.
week in London with Jafaris.
Yeah, because I think that would be.
Yeah.
I'd love to
I
see
couldn't.
that.
I couldn't go, but we'll do it again soon.
Yeah.
Because he had a 14-hour studio session till 7 in the morning.
He really is putting in that work.
Yeah.
you know?
And I was like, damn, wish I was there.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
But yeah, behind the scenes of just showing our song.
Yeah, because like obviously even we've had a few people come through that are kind of either clients or collaborators with Diffusion, and you can always hear their influence on a song, you know,
Yeah,
that kind
you
of
can
way,
do.
like
Yeah.
like Erica Cody with like Good Intentions.
Yeah.
Obviously we had Rushes and Percy on before. Trying to think who else. Obviously Mango Mathman are working on Casual Work up there, aren't they?
Yeah. It's great. It's like a family up
Yeah.
there. You always see
That's all I hear.
artists in and out. You know,
Yeah.
it's cool. I haven't spent nearly as much time this year as like previous
there.
years.
Yeah.
When I didn't tell Ivan this, but I used to come up from Cork. Like, he thought I lived in Dublin. I lived in Cork, and I'd come up for a meeting, for an hour-long meeting. I'd come up, be like, yeah, cool, because I'm just always trying to do more than I can.
Yeah.
You know, so you end up falling short sometimes. That was a big lesson. Just kept happening. Like, it's so hard to kick that. Do you know what I mean? Because if your eyes are bigger than your stomach in terms of projects,
What you can take
it's like
on.
you'll get more excited about the next project than the current one you're
Yes.
working on, which isn't good because
Yeah.
your priorities start splitting.
Yes.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Don't recommend doing that.
Yeah.
As soon as you can, get an editor. That's always been my problem.
Yeah.
I never get an editor. I'm always doing it myself.
Yeah.
And I
relate.
need one, man. If there's any good editors out there, that would be so helpful because it's so hard to meet deadlines.
DM Nathan that like
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, no, I'm realizing that recently how important a team is.
Yeah,
in
for sure.
film. It's like it's
I think
crazy.
we're
I just
realizing that as well.
just made a
Yeah.
film with my sister Kalai and her boyfriend Richard in Zimbabwe earlier this year. Editing it at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, when I'm done this, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go back and edit it.
Yeah.
But working with them was just amazing. It was amazing because we're all so similar and like-minded, and it just.
What do you think of like a guy like Casey Neistat and stuff like that? Should follow any like more
him
amateur
followed
guys?
him, Ben Brown, all those
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
One of my biggest influences, Tim to the Wild, Tim Kellner. Have you heard of him?
Okay, no.
He's awesome. I mean, why I say he's a big influence just because he filmed with like an RX-100, tiny little camera for ages. Filmed with a phone. Every single time he makes a video, it looks the same, regardless of what film or what he's used. He's just mastered like color and composition, and he just takes his time. That's
Yeah.
it. If you're patient, it's
It'll
cool.
work.
There's different types of film though. There's handheld, like run and gun. That was time. That was all run and gun. There wasn't any planned shots
Yeah.
there. Do you know what I mean? Even the cars drifting and stuff. That was
Yeah,
all
yeah,
actually
yeah.
happening. There were cops and police helicopters.
But there was obviously like there's some great like work, you know, like he's running down the street and kind of like the backgrounds change, and obviously there's like some like planning.
Yeah, well, we were just living on that street, and as we
Yeah.
drove past, we were like,
get it at different times and stuff.
get them run past. But yeah, that video wasn't shot listed. It was very
it's
very
cool
last
though,
minute.
yeah.
Invisible was a bit shot listed,
Yeah.
tiny bit. It kind of started, with Ivan said, "Can you do a one take kind of quick video?"
Okay.
We were like, "Cool, we'll pick a few scenes."
not
We were
turn
like,
into that.
scrapyard. Maybe, and then we were like, wait, what if he's like a mob boss?
Yeah.
To reflect the lyrics, kind of, we're kind of joking around, and that's pays into the whole ego thing that he was saying in the album. And yeah, we were just like, just have him standing there still in every shot and just have stuff going on.
Yeah.
And it just kind of got a bit out of hand.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
Killian
say.
was like, can I jump out of the car while it's moving? We're like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? It just happened naturally. Like,
Yeah.
I think the most important thing on all of my shoots, every single one of them, is when you're throughout the entire day on set, I'll just constantly be my head will be looking all over the place for different angles and constantly going through different possibilities. Even if there's a script there, I'm like thinking, okay, how could this be better? How could it be
Because
better?
once
How
you're
could it be
in the
better?
place and in the environment, you're just gonna get cued into something else. So it's definitely important to keep an eye out.
You just keep going.
Yeah. Damn. There was like there was something I was gonna say about the Jafaris stuff as well.
I was gonna ask actually with the invisible video, the scene where you're in that red velvet room.
Yeah. Do you know what shot I like?
Red Velvet.
I was gonna. That's the one that I was trying to think of.
The opening scene.
Yeah.
I just that was in
That's just somewhere in town, isn't
Temple
it?
Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in Temple
right,
Bar.
okay.
I was just walking on the street and I just like saw the tile floor. I was like,
Again, going back to always keeping an eye out.
yeah, always. It
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
turns off. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I think that's important, and it never has, and that probably comes from like parkour and stuff that because whenever I was walking around town,
You're
I
looking
would
for spots.
I'd be looking for
Yeah.
routes
Yeah.
to climb, like
Yeah.
roofs and stuff, and just always eyes always open.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's distracting because you'll be trying to talk to someone and you're like,
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Like,
Even in class, I was like that. You know, I'd be my mind would be on too many
climb
different
this
things.
cupboard.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm relaxed person.
Yeah.
But that's all up here.
Yeah. Because the shot that jumped out to me was the boxing ring. Like just the way the light is coming through that window and everything. It's just like
that was
phenomenal.
probably one of the things I considered most. I kind of messed up my hard drive broke just as I was like exporting the final project. So that was the version that was uploaded was the one we used on the projector during his album launch.
Okay.
Which was like a 1080p version as opposed to the 4K one.
Okay.
So the grade was a bit off, was a bit bright,
Yeah.
all that. But that was the one scene I thought about most. I was like, I just want that light coming in. I'd seen it in so many video or Vimeo adverts, and all these like new pro directors use that negative space. That's like one of my favorite things in film.
Yeah.
Like Caravaggio, all the Caravaggio paintings were negative space.
Yeah.
It's where most of the painting is black. Just for anyone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Most
The
of the images.
chiaroscuro sort of. Bullshit.
Yeah. There's a bit of light on like one side of someone's face.
Yeah.
It's a lot of film, like noir films.
Yeah.
Detective films.
Exactly.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Seven.
That
All
kind of
those.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just so dramatic. Like it's
Yeah,
that
it looks
real cinema feel.
It just
sort of,
it feels Koji Radical. If you
Yes.
haven't heard of him, look him up. His videos are just
Yeah.
like they're inspiring me big time. They're
I
really
like
cool.
some of Cass is Dead as well. Have you seen some of his?
Cass is Dead.
Yeah.
No.
It's like a UK artist, but he has this whole video where it's like the point of view of the camera is like a bag of cocaine, sort of. So you see it like in a duffel
I think I've
bag.
seen that.
And
Yeah.
it's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a few like that.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, where like was it always like hip hop with you, or was it like did you get into?
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's always been hip hop in a way. You know, my big brother, my sister, they both listen to hip hop, but also
pretty cool.
other things. Yeah, it's just everyone. My dad is a musician. He's
Okay.
like a master in like West African drumming and stuff.
Okay.
He's in Zimbabwe, in Chimanimani, it was the town we lived in.
Yeah.
He would like carve drums, djembe drums, and build drums.
Wow,
and
yeah,
these
yeah.
drum building workshops and had a music festival. And,
Yeah.
You know, him and my mum did all that kind of thing. So yeah, music has always just been. It was
And,
always
like,
playing in the house.
yeah,
And my mum is an actor.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Creative
so
family.
that was between
Yeah,
the two of them. I never think about it that often, really, how creative the
Yeah,
family is.
totally.
Yeah, that's pretty
But,
crazy. Like
yeah,
it's
my
almost
sister's
like,
just become a director now as well.
Yeah.
My brother's an architect, or
Crazy.
landscape and
Wow.
architect. But he just loves film.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
Like my cousin Michaela, she loves film. My housemate, my cousin loves film.
Yeah.
They're all filmmakers. Like it's crazy.
That's
It's
so
the entire
sick.
family.
Yeah, that's mad. Like, cause like musician and a actress have a film director. You know, what I mean? It's like, It's like a perfect like you know.
I've never even thought about that. I wanted to be something in design, architecture,
Okay.
anything
Right,
like
yeah.
that. I just love creating things.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, it's anything. I like.
At the
I'll
end of the
sculpt
day.
my room slowly. I've spent like the past 2 weeks basically building my room and
Yeah.
like
Wow.
built the desk and all that. 'cause
perfect
it just has to be
workflow
perfect.
and-
yeah.
I
If
know,
I sit down
yeah.
and I'm happy, then
That's
it'll
one
work.
thing that goes back to like when you were
Yeah.
talking about gaming and everyone's always obsessed with the setup and like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
streamlining everything. Like
It's just attention to detail.
Yeah.
It's like you'll find that in all of us have it. Like
Yeah.
anyone creative.
I used to be awful for like I would spend so much time working on the setup and like streamlining things that it would
Yeah.
actually be procrastinating
Yeah.
doing the work because I was trying to streamline it so much.
Yeah. Since I do you ever do selects when you're editing?
How do you do that? I don't know now.
Like you drop all the clips on the timeline and you just go
Oh,
through
yeah.
it all and
Yeah.
just trim the bits
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
and then you start editing.
Yeah.
Since I've started doing that, I mean, I don't know if it takes longer or not, because like I'll spend 3 days, 4
Just
days
kinda-
going through the selects, just trimming it down, and then it's far more efficient from there. But like, it's so time consuming.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a perfectionist,
Yeah, good luck.
yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
I'm okay because obviously it's just like 2 angles. It's like very like
Yeah.
static at
Yeah,
the moment,
yeah,
but we're
yeah.
looking at kind of like going into more filming
Yeah.
some gigs, filming
Yeah, yeah.
some other stuff. So that's where it's
Stuff
going
on
to
the
be
way.
really
sure.
fun to figure out.
Yeah.
As
Collaborate sometime.
exactly, yeah, no, hopefully,
Absolutely.
like fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Especially if I don't know, some festival seasons coming up. Hopefully, or
Yeah, I'm
Out and about.
probably going to be at a few of the festivals. I always try and find a way to get an artist
Yeah.
pass or something.
Yeah.
The head of Press Ireland messaged me today by mistake. He was meant to message some other Nathan who had a camera, and I was like, what are you on about? And he was like, Nathan. I was like, yeah. And he was like, this must be the wrong Nathan. That's really weird. And I was like, how'd you get my number? And he like sent me his website. He was like, what do you do? Like filmmakers. And had like a
No
5-minute
way.
conversation by mistake.
that is so
That
funny.
was really funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I've never had contact with the person. Didn't know who he was.
Yeah, yeah.
Funny.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, music festivals are like
yeah,
key in what we do.
Yeah.
All of us. If you're involved in music in any way, music festivals, you just meet so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, don't be
100%.
like going around asking for selfies with everyone, but just observe and like talk to people.
Yeah.
And, you know, you don't even have to pitch yourself. Let people ask.
Exactly,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Let people ask.
they'll see you
And
with your.
don't be pushy. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, I've been in so many situations at festivals and stuff where I'll be with some like, you know,
Yeah.
someone who's inspired me my entire life,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I won't ask for a picture. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll get it
Yeah.
next time. I'll say to
Yeah.
myself, I'll see them again. I'll get it next time.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you really, you know, if you think to yourself, I want to work with this person at some point, then don't, you know.
Yeah.
I don't take the picture usually just because I think it's fine.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
hang out with them anyway.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
yeah.
Like, yeah, that's huge. Like, even in terms of for us, like, just kind of going to the gigs, you know, and stuff like so. Like, Jafaris playing in May somewhere.
Yeah.
See him down the Button Factory. Different people like that. Like, always in the crowds. You're having pints before, and you bump into someone afterwards. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like I think I met Nilo at a Waste Fellow gig. Back in October or something, just after his EP dropped, and he had like 100 listeners or something.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, oh yeah, I'll check him out. I was like listening to him, had him on the podcast, and then within 2 months he's up to like 5,000 monthly listeners or something. And it's like, you know, just seeing
Yeah,
him
yeah.
work that hard and like all that stuff. It's like
It's
crazy.
really cool seeing the development process. That's what fascinates me. Like, you know, as an observer in this industry at all,
Yeah.
no matter what you're doing of it, you know, if you're in like anything, even in PR, do you know what I mean? If you're just paying attention and watching these
Yeah.
people grow, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's like why I'm doing it, is because of people like Pro Era,
Yeah.
Odd Future,
Yeah.
any of these guys, even including all the internet, you know,
Yeah.
all the people who came up on YouTube and all that, they're the reason I'm doing it, really, because I just saw a different route.
Definitely.
I always had in my mind film is impossible. Like, how are you going to get into it? Do you know what I mean? So I didn't really even
Yeah.
consider it. I wanted to do other things, and it just became, through me doing it as a hobby, it
Yeah.
just became like,
Where do you think you would have ended up
opportunity.
if you didn't have a camera?
if I didn't have a camera, could be music.
Yeah.
Could be music.
You
I
said
don't know.
FL Studio, you would be like producer. Or do you think?
don't know.
Do you think there's
I-
an
I-
album in you?
I don't know about an album. I write
Yeah,
music.
yeah, cool.
But I can't sing for shit.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
Not yet. Anyway, I think I might be able to have a nice voice, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need to
You
get
have to try and-
the
Yeah,
notes
yeah.
and shit, because you know it's a
Yeah, definitely.
it
Yeah.
takes a long time.
Yeah.
I'd say it takes
Yeah, for sure.
4 years before you're like anywhere sounding good. Do you know what I
Definitely,
mean? Unless you're
definitely.
just gifted.
Yeah.
But it seems like with the video stuff that comes a lot more naturally. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Be sweet.
Definitely.
Yeah. But there's,
Um,
there's all those guys. Odd Future.
Yeah,
you
I was
know,
gonna
it wasn't
say.
film that inspired me to get into film. It was just all art.
Yeah.
Everything. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
love drawing. It
Yeah.
was all of it. It was probably
Yeah.
the same, you know, with you guys. Just
Definitely, yeah.
Everything, even video games, are
Yeah.
so creative.
Yeah,
Do you know,
exactly.
People kind of look past that. Some of the storytelling and stuff when it's good.
Yeah.
Last of Us games like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
For me, man, even it was like, you know, playing World of Warcraft or something, and
Yeah,
the fact
yeah.
that like,
It's just immersive.
yeah, and but like the fact that people kind of make a name for themselves just for being
Yeah,
good
yeah.
at something, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
like even in something as stupid as World of Warcraft, it's like you'd be hanging out in Orgrimmar and you'd see some guy with like the best armor on the server, and you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
he is the guy that's the best on the server, you know. It's just
Yeah.
like, just is what it is, like,
Yeah, yeah, because we were in clans and stuff. Like I had some
yeah,
clans.
yeah,
in
you know,
Black
stuff
Ops.
like that, yeah,
you know, on the PC.
Yeah. I was like consoles, like FaZe Clan. You were like always trying to like finagle your way in somehow.
It just, you know, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't have to be artistic.
Yeah.
I don't think, you know, if you're, you know, if you're an accountant, that you can, or you know, even an entrepreneur, you know, trying to open businesses, you can always be creative in your approach. Creativity,
Definitely.
you know, a lot of creative minds are really good entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Elon Musk is clearly creative. You know, he's a genius as well, but in a creative sense.
Yeah.
Which is why he makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Huge mistakes, like smoking joints and
definitely.
Joe Rogan.
I know.
Like,
So funny.
but
We don't
you know,
do that
stock
shit.
and all that
Making
was so
a
effective.
flamethrower like for like
Yeah.
basically
He
no
knows
reason.
he can get away with it,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, it's just being creative, and you can have that flair no matter what you're doing. If you're a doctor, if you're, no matter what I'm doing, you know, I've worked in bars and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll enjoy it somehow. Do you know what I mean?
You'd be the best like at chatting to people.
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly,
Something like
just you know, you can find love in whatever you're doing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think you just have to,
Definitely. Do you want to take maybe a short break, and I want to do a deep dive on your Instagram.
Sweet.
So like I'm gonna pull up some
Yeah.
pictures and then get you to like explain like the backstory. So how far do you think we can go back on this?
Oh,
Where do you think we should start?
Huh?
Where do you think we should start?
Oh, I wouldn't start like anywhere back there. I need to. Do you know what? Like, I'm probably just gonna cut it off at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do
Where though.
let's see. Is this
Mick Jenkins.
What?
Was it? Did you start in like some photography as well? Is that
I've just always liked taking photos.
Yeah.
longitude?
Yeah.
Sick. Did you have a pass for that?
Yeah, I got a press pass.
Sick.
Yeah, I've always tried to find a way to get a press pass.
Yeah.
Mike.
Damn.
Well, no, because your man messaged me by mistake. I might get a fucking press pass.
Yeah.
Because I said I'm gonna hassle you for a press pass, just because he was like apologizing, and I was like, yeah, well.
Yeah. Are you gonna pop these on the screen then? Well,
Yeah, I popped them up on the screen. Even as we were probably talking about it, like you mentioned the time video. And
I just
stuff.
start at the top and like.
Yeah, go back. Yeah, it's way easier.
If you want, you can like scroll that at some point.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah. So obviously some of these are from your recent trip to Zimbabwe, which might be more personal. Were you there for long? Were you there for long? Yeah.
About a month. I think I extended my ticket. I think I extended it twice. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there was huge political unrest while I was there.
Oh.
A protest started. The area we left at like 7 in the morning because we were filming there.
Yeah.
It's like the most dangerous or poorest place in Harare.
Okay.
We were filming there, and about an hour or two later, the riots and protests started. We had no idea.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was because the fuel prices tripled overnight.
Damn.
On a Sunday, and on Monday morning, the whole country went into shutdown. Like I haven't seen it like that before. Last time there was a protest, and this kind of happened, was like last year sometime. But this time it was like
bad.
They eventually, after the first day, they turned off Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. The government can do that. Like, and then they turned off phone signal because there's these like group mass WhatsApp groups where the word goes around that there's a protest. This one was pretty severe. They were like, can everyone, like, it's a silent protest, no one go to work. If you do, we're gonna like smash your place up because you shouldn't be supporting the system. Basically, it was like the head of trade was the one who organizing this with some pastor or mad crazy. So that was the last like 4 or 5 days I was there. Was that and the Secret Service were looking for our car because it was seen, and we were seen with cameras at that place where it started. So and then the next morning we were in town in the city center, and we see rows, and we're up in the car park again, 6 in the morning. We see rows and rows of tanks and army and SWAT police and shit coming into the city, and the city was empty. No one was there. They're all coming in, like marching and stuff, and we were like, oh shit, something bad's gonna happen. The Secret Service were looking for this little blue car that we were in. It was not inconspicuous at all, and we just drive out the car park, and we're like, and this guy's running up to us, and we just speed off, go home. It's just like, don't leave for another while, because it was about to be riots, and loads of people got shot. News reporters and stuff are being thrown in prison. So having a camera there and then making a music video is not a good enough excuse. And then I arrive in Kenya. So I leave Zimbabwe, all the power's gone, everything's gone. Arrive in Kenya, and the hotel, my flight was delayed. And then the hotel I'm staying in, the one down the road from it, there's a terrorist attack. Jeez. A bomb goes off and people go in with guns and shoot.
In the hotel you're in?
Yeah, and I think it was they hit the wrong place. No,
So
it
you
wasn't.
were
It wasn't the
there,
one I was
obviously.
in. It was
Okay,
a hotel
yeah.
down the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was in lockdown. I was fine. It had a pool, rooftop pool, and it was
Damn.
great crack. But I didn't know all that was going on. I was just like, Jesus. I was eating dinner and I saw the news. I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Put shit in perspective, like.
Yeah. I think getting close to things like that, or even in when we're filming Jafaris time.
Yeah.
Getting close to danger. It's not. I wouldn't recommend it, but I just I love production value.
Yeah.
So if there's something happening for real, I want to film it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there were like these guys doing just shutdown. They'd shut down an entire street, and they'd be doing donuts.
Yeah.
And
Was that
the police would come every like 15 minutes, and everyone would just go like Bellevue Avenue, and they'd all race to the next spot, and they'd be drifting around there for a while. Police helicopters came and everything.
That's so cool.
It was crazy.
Was that just one of those things you just stumbled across and followed? And
Yes, it was suggested by someone or something on Instagram. Yeah, it just, we just went there last minute, and none of the shots were
Did
planned.
you get like talking to anyone there or anything? Was there any like cool like backstory? Or
I mean, they were there
just sort
for
of-
meetings. I mean, that one was pretty crazy. We almost got arrested for being in that because
for
we were in a
video
black
and stuff.
SUV and a helicopter asked us to pull over. We were like, oh shit. And there were like 2 squad cars. Every time, they were interviewing us each one by one because there were girls there. They were like, you could be like smuggling the girls.
Yeah.
What's a black SUV doing
Yeah.
here? And
With cameras.
yeah,
and-
before they took all our IDs, but this was like the 10 minutes while they had them that they were like really interrogating us. And I was in Compton or Inglewood, like the most dangerous.
Yes.
So these guys were
What you
messing
hear
around.
about,
Yeah. And I was standing there with my arms by my side, and I'd like put my thumbs in my pocket, and the guy would be like,
Oh, bro. Yeah.
every single time he'd grab his gun, and that happened like 20 times. I was like, Jesus. And we were all. It
Man, that
was pretty
happens
intense,
over
and we
here
were all
too,
lying
yeah,
as
that's
well.
nuts.
So that's why it was even more intense.
Yeah.
About why we were there.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, next one. Yeah, no, that's like so crazy though, man.
Okay, we'll focus on those.
Yeah, I suppose it just stopped me even. I suppose if you see one, obviously this is like a
We just
couple of
went
shots from this.
Yeah, we just went up to the woods, basically.
Just had a few shots.
Yeah, I think we were just there for a bit of fun for a hike.
Yeah.
Hudson
Just
Taylor.
stop me at anything. I'll flash them up.
You just.
Some really.
Oh yeah, that's
nice.
one of my favorite portraits I've ever taken. Actually,
Yeah.
it's really old. I don't know, maybe
Is
a
that-
year or
that's
two.
Hudson Taylor, is it?
Yeah,
The
that's Alfie Hudson Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Hudson Taylor's 2 brothers. But we're in Berlin doing kind of a tour
Love Berlin.
tour shoot, and yeah, I just took that picture, and I love it. It reminds
Yeah.
me of
Yeah, it's dope.
I don't particularly like most of my photographs,
Yeah.
but that one just reminds me of old school magazine cover.
Yeah.
It
like in
does,
Time
yeah.
or one of
Yeah.
those. Yeah, I
Rolling
love it.
Stones.
Would you,
He's got such a good face. Looks like James
yeah.
Dean.
Yeah, he
I
does.
know. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
It just has that quality to it.
I've seen
What
them
would you
live.
usually be shooting on here? Is it all day 7 still?
All the
More or
ASMS.
less.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's particularly good for photography, so I just make it work. Like, it really isn't very good.
Yeah.
It's 12 megapixels, which is the same as my phone.
Okay.
So because it has to be softer for film. Film cameras are like 12 megapixel or 8 megapixel. It just I don't know what it does to the image, but
I definitely wanted to ask a bit about because obviously we had Rushes on. And he was telling
yeah.
us about the shoot for.
nice. I
yeah,
haven't watched the
yeah.
one with Rushes yet, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw the post. Yeah, nice.
But obviously he was talking about this video a little bit over in London. So like, how did that come across actually? Because I was going to say that video, I don't know. It's probably more led by the music, but it has that real Muramasa feel. I just like,
Yeah.
love that video, like
Yeah, that was probably one of the reference points him and Steph had for that.
because he was saying even these 2 people didn't know each other. So I was like,
They'd
damn,
never
how
met.
did you
They'd never
direct
met.
that?
The entire thing was shot in one day as well.
that's
Pretty much,
crazy.
it was like a day and a bit of a morning.
Yeah.
It was really intense.
That's
really
phenomenal.
intense. That was one of the most challenging but fun shoots I've done. Yeah, 100%. It was just. I met Rushes at the airport at 4 a.m. I hadn't slept. He hadn't slept.
Slept on the plane, hopefully.
I think maybe I slept for an hour, and then we arrived at the place in Hackney. I think at 3 p.m. 11.
So did you
Shoot
just have,
started
like-
at 11. We
Yeah,
met Philip at 11, and then met Center like 11:30.
Yeah.
Started filmed until like 11 at night. The entire thing just handheld, just like as fast as possible.
Yeah, it's so sick though.
And they were
Across
just,
really
it
well.
wouldn't have been possible without them. So that was the first time I've noticed like a really, really big difference between having actors and just using
Yes.
you know, so if you're a musician, take it upon yourself to just, you know, just think about how you're going to perform. It makes it that much easier on set, because if you don't think about that kind of thing, it's you're putting a lot of work on, and you have to have a very good director otherwise. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because like obviously they didn't know each other, so it seems like they did a great job of you know, giving those intimate shots and really painting that story. Like, so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I tried not to push the boundaries really. I feel like I did at some, you know, at certain points. But I think maybe they're just tired, and but they were great, honestly, such professional actors. But they were just immediately we all got on. We're all similar people, and those two, as soon as I called action, they would basically just wing. They'd wing it, they just become the characters, and I'd be like, I might say, "Can you do this?" or "Can you do that?" But generally, they were just always pretending. In the moment. And as soon as you call cut, they might be like, "Oh, it's freezing! It's freezing!" But
that's so sick. Obviously, loads of Jafaris here.
Yeah.
How long have you? When did you first meet him? Or whenabouts was that?
I don't know. I think 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that.
So cool.
Couldn't tell you.
And then you just got introduced obviously to the Diffusion Lab through him and everything. And
yeah, I think, you know, there are a few people floating around. Killian, Soulé. I've done videos for most of them. Yeah. But yeah, I can't remember exactly how I met them or why I came up. I think maybe Diffusion Labs saw the video that we made, Lucid, and just wanted to get me in for Love Dies. I think that was probably the...
Yeah. So you have a goat here, obviously Reggie Snow.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, Reggie Snow's sick. He's really nice. Very quiet fella.
Yeah. He seems quite reserved. I always see like people in the Facebook group sometimes bumping into him in like Temple Bar.
Yeah.
Like, he seems pretty chill.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. A lot of musicians, you know, Kendrick Lamar, all these people, really? Tyler, even, you know, if it's, they're quiet, like they're actually quiet people. It's mad.
That's so crazy. Yeah, I mean, is there any other shots here? Obviously, some of these are from LA.
Yeah.
How long were you there for? Did you have a bit of time?
I think we were there for like 7 days, 5 days, something like that, I think.
So hopefully got to enjoy it a little bit anyway. Yeah,
we did. I mean, LA's so big, and like the one thing that's missing from the music video time is how much time we spent in traffic. I swear, it was crazy. It was immense. It was like the horizon would be T junctions.
Yeah.
And there'd be mountains, and they just seemingly never get closer. And you just keep going through T junctions, and every time you get to one, you look left and you look right, and it's just more T junctions into the horizon. It's just like a grid. Crazy, you know. But it's really weird because I knew how to get around LA and New York purely from Grand Theft Auto and Spider-Man and those games, like everywhere. Like I knew exactly. So most of the shots in the music video, because it was really difficult to look for locations, because it's so big, you pretty much spend all day driving somewhere and driving back. So we just had to go to places we had heard of or seen. Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
Like where we were staying, I think, can't remember what it was called. It's where like Logan Paul and all those people live.
Not like Beverly Hills, but like
it's like up in it's like Calabasas area. Yeah. That's really nice houses. It's freaky. It's freaky. We were walking the next day after we almost got arrested. We were walking up the street, and 2 more cops show up. And they came, but because this guy was standing on the street looking at us on his phone for ages. He was just like kept staring at us, and we were like, "What the hell?" We were just walking up the road. That was when we were filming him run along the street. You know, and it cuts. We almost got arrested for that, even though we were staying up the road. As soon as the police arrived, they were just like, "Oh, okay, sorry guys, you know, we just had to come because your man called. You're obviously fine." Very strange. Yeah. But they were like, "Yeah, you get calls like that all the time." Yeah, he just. You know, those small American neighborhoods, people call the cops over anything. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Too right, though. I mean, it's like, you hear some pretty scary stories,
Yes, definitely. Sure. There was one more. Oh, I wanted to ask as well about, even in the Found My Feet video, because one shot that stands out to me a lot is that the glow-in-the-dark scene. How about did you go about that?
The glow-in-the-dark scene.
Because that's the one where I was like... Because, like, there's... going back to your resourcefulness, you know, like, the paintballing shoot is just, like, you know, phenomenal. But, like, I just don't know how you did the glow-in-the-dark stuff at all.
the A7S has like unbelievable low light. I
Okay.
had the camera up to 60,000 ISO
Okay.
there. Still no grain.
Yeah.
Any higher probably would have gotten grain, but that room was like almost pitch black. It was in Tato Park. It was like a vortex tunnel, basically.
Whoa.
That's all it
Okay.
was. And
That's so
yeah, we
sick.
didn't have permission to film there or anything. In fact, the first time we got on the roller coaster, the SD cards were in the wrong way.
Yeah.
The second time we got on, I think it got taken from us. The GoPro got taken from us because they could see it in Jafaris' pocket. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit. So we had to do it a third time. And it just the second time sucked.
So you had to go
When
on
we
the whole
realized we
roller
couldn't
coaster
film
and
the second time, I was like holding on. And it was so scary.
Yeah.
And the third time it worked and we just had
Sick.
had fun. He went skydiving, like
That's crazy.
his first time ever. And he
That's
remembers all the lyrics on
While he's doing
time.
it, yeah.
It's just, unfortunately, they wouldn't let us use the good GoPro. I don't know why.
Okay.
They had to use theirs. And just like, imagine if that was 360 as well. Like, that would have
Yeah.
been sick. But
Yeah.
but no, it was just vortex tunnel.
Yeah, that's so sick, man.
Yeah.
That's just going back to just always keeping an eye out, always like, and committed to
Yeah.
getting that shot too, because obviously it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, because we just had the timeline. We had the song, and we're like, okay, at this part of the song, what's happening
Yeah.
while he's singing that? So, that opening shot of him on the Lilo, I had seen that like 6 months beforehand, walking. I think I was walking up with my housemates and stuff just along the coast, and we just saw that. And we were like, that looks so cool. We ran down, took some photos, and I just always had it on my head, someone floating on that.
Yeah.
And eventually you can use the idea, so just keep them all somewhere.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's,
definitely. That's another like key,
yeah,
major key.
yeah, major key. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, man,
Nice.
it's been a real honor for you to come through. Is there
Cheers.
anything else that we can look forward to in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
the ever evolving
there's
career?
a film, maybe a 20-minute film
Say-
that I'll be working on. Not going to tell you with like who or
Yeah,
anything
no,
like
no,
that.
no, but
Um,
keep an eye out.
Yeah, lots of new artists,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah.
Super creative,
Yeah.
super creative stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's this year for me is just about making like 4 or 5 of something like the best I can do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With my resources and stuff.
Yeah.
And stuff that I'm really passionate.
Yeah.
Songs I'm
Yeah.
passionate about as
Yeah.
well.
Because like every video that comes out just seems to like get better and better and better, you know.
Yeah, just taking more and more time, I think, on each one, basically. But
And I'm really excited to see what you do, like as you start to work with other people and stuff. I
Yeah.
think like their influence and where you
Cheers.
meet them in the middle is going to be really
Yeah.
exciting. Like
yeah, there's a few really good directors coming up in Dublin.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
yeah, there's a few people that like really kind of push me again that extra bit.
Yeah.
Brendan Canty.
yes,
He's he's just so sound, and I kind of I did his competition thing.
Okay.
And I kind of he showed me so many things, and him and his producer spoke about so many things. I was like, this is accessible. I didn't even know about directors agencies. Do you know what I mean? I was thinking, I'm gonna have to set up a production company, buy all the gear,
Yeah.
go about it that way, treat it like a full time, like a
Exactly,
business.
yeah, a
That's what I thought it
full-
should be
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Hiring staff and stuff. But that's not what I want to do. If you want to be a director, then you can go through a director's agency. Once you make a good enough project,
Yeah.
they'll probably come to you anyway. But you can contact them and say, look, I have these projects, and they have like a list of directors. When clients come to them, that's corporate films, anything,
they can-
documentaries, they'll send the project to you and be like, can you do a treatment,
Mm.
director's treatment? And I wish I knew about that earlier because I've only just heard about that.
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm kind of starting to work through that. So each project will take a few months instead. Like longer projects, bigger projects.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing's coming, websites, all that stuff.
Yeah,
I keep very, I don't advertise at all.
Yeah.
I just keep, let
The work
people,
speaks for itself, though. To be fair,
yeah, people come to me most of the time. That's like
Yeah.
kind of, but I need to launch some sort of website or can't be having.
But I do have a final question from someone whose name has been mentioned a few times. Jafaris wants me to ask you. Let me get the DM here. He said, I should ask you who Pierce is.
Pierce is a fictional character. Pierce is a fictional character that I don't know when came up.
Okay.
But yeah, Pierce is a fictional gay character who I'm supposedly related to. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, that's
enough.
Pierce. So shout out to
Yeah.
to Percy
Pierce.
and Pierce and yeah, Jesus.
I felt like Nardwire there when I got that one.
Yeah. Oh, why did he do that?
Toot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no man, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And obviously we may have you back fairly soon.
Sure. Yeah. I feel like
Fingers
we
crossed.
could just continue diving
No.
deeper
Exactly.
into.
Yeah. I know.